So the newest trend in Sonic has taken the Sonic community by storm. And no, I'm actually not talking about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, although it does come out later this month. Believe it or not, I'm actually talking about Silver, and to be more specific, I'm talking about Silver's future. Within the last couple days, Silver's future has become a huge talking point within the community. But of course, the question comes about is why, and why now? As we all know, Silver is one of the most beloved characters in all of Sonic, and also is a character that just doesn't get a lot of spotlight. In my opinion, Silver is one of my personal favorite characters, if not my favorite character in the entire Sonic series. But if I'm being honest, Sega treats the psychokinetic Hedgehog pretty badly. He barely gets any spotlight or any features besides the IDW comics. And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is the first time Silver has been playable in ages, or let alone being his first game since Sonic Forces. But while it is great that Silver is getting a lot of love from the community, what's going on? Well, believe it or not, this trend actually started from an artist that went ahead and made a Silver's future piece. And this artist is known as Corn Art. Now, Corn is one of the more popular Sonic fan artists, and has even done some official work for Sega. And I definitely recommend checking out his work because his work is absolutely incredible, as he does an amazing job. But as we can see here, the one that started everything was this piece right here, where we can see Silver rocking a more ripped up scarf in this more desert area, looking upon what looks like Eggman Land or some type of city that Eggman has built. As we all know from the games and many other pieces of Sonic media, Silver's future is pretty ruined. With what seems like him being the only hero that's left, he's the only one to save the day from Eggman's plans. That is, if Eggman is actually still around. A lot of people theorize if they were to make another villain for Silver's future, considering that it is so far in the future that Eggman might not be around. A lot of people think that it could potentially be Sage, or potentially some type of Metal Sonic that's running the Eggman Empire behind the scenes. Or hell, maybe Eggman pulled some Dr. Gero and just made himself an android. But who knows? I think the biggest thing that catches my eye is the cloak that Silver is wearing. This black cloak is just super fitting for him, and I absolutely love this design choice that Korn decided to make for his art. And if Silver was to ever get an official game, I would love to see something like this where we have some design options like this cloak. But of course, this art just started a huge trend of a bunch of artists creating amazing pieces of art based on this one art piece from Korn. So much so that Korn is even making more art based on this. Where we see this other art piece that he made where he's in Egg City, and we can see him have the cloak over his head. I love his art for just how good it looks, but it also just tells a story in each piece. As you can take a look at the billboard and see Sage up there, who is reporting that an emerald was stolen by Silver. But it also looks like it is true that Sage took over the Eggman Empire. And then if we jump to the next one, we can see where he is fighting Metal Sonic 3.0, which would actually just be a really cool fight if we saw Silver fight some type of Metal Sonic that was powered up like this, or if that's the main villain that he fights. But you can also see on the left side that in the art piece he's saying that Sage took over, as it says, "Welcome to Sage Empire." I also really like the reference in the top right of the Silver the Hedgehog wanted for $1 million sign, as this is a reference to Sonic Adventure 2 when they put Tails' face on there, as this could very well just be Mission Street, but now Sage is taken over. Now of course, none of this is official by any means, and this is just purely fan art, but you can't deny just how good looking all of this is. And seeing Silver just get so much support is so good to see. If you type in Silver the Hedgehog in X right now and just scroll through all the beautiful art that is shown, it really just makes me smile to see how much support Silver is getting right now, as Silver just deserves better. He has always been mistreated just because of the game that he was introduced in, and Sega has never given him another chance since then. Sure, he's been in another mainline game, but even then he wasn't a playable character ever again since Sonic 06. He's only ever been in spin-off games like Mario and Sonic or the racing games. Now, I'm absolutely excited for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and I think it's going to be an incredible game, and Silver's going to be a character that I'm sure I play a lot. And I'm really happy that he did get a roster spot in that game. But I think it's time that we finally give him another mainline chance. Silver has the potential to be such a cool character, just as much as Shadow has been within the last couple years, where Shadow just gets a bunch more spotlight now than he ever did before. It almost seems like Shadow was forgotten a lot of times no matter how popular he was. Now Silver, I think, still has that same potential. He not only has the really cool design of his white fur and really awesome looking quills, but he also has the psychokinetic powers that truly have no limit to what they could do. And Sega could truly design that to do anything they want. And I think a Silver the Hedgehog game would be something that would be so much fun. I would love to know more on Silver's backstory. I would love to know more about his future. And I would love to know just how much his powers have changed since we've last seen him in 06. That is, after Blaze sacrificed herself to save that future. I think the perfect setting for Silver in his own game would be some type of Sonic Frontiers style game, where it's more of that open world, but you also have the skill tree and the really intense fighting. I think that would be really perfect for a character like Silver. But I also think that you could take a lot of inspiration on what Sonic 06 was supposed to be with his fighting as well. You could definitely do a more adventure style, but I think Frontiers would be a bit more fitting for the character. I think that he should definitely be faster paced, but he should still rely on his psychokinetic powers to fight. Silver takes a lot of inspiration from future Trunks of Dragon Ball Z. And if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you know just how hard Trunks had to fight to have a better future and all the pain that he had to go through. And Silver, I can see that within him as well. Silver is all on his own and he has no friends or family left. All of the Sonic characters that we know and love are not part of his future anymore. And the one best friend that he had sacrificed herself at the end of Sonic 06 to help this future become better. I really hope that with all of this that is really happening right now with Silver, I hope that Sega is seeing this. Seeing how much that we truly love this character, and how much we want to see this character succeed, but also just how much we want to see this character taken seriously. I don't think that he necessarily needs an entirely game dedicated to him. I would absolutely love to see it, but just to see him playable again, taken more seriously as a character, or maybe even see some glimpses into his future. It would be such a good thing to see from Silver. I have always really loved Silver, and I've always hated just how much he is left out. Silver has some of the most deep lore rivaling that of Shadow. Shadow definitely has more stuff explained about him, but to be fair, he has one, been around longer, but also two, has been more of a popular character over time. While I say that, Silver is still extremely popular. It just doesn't really make sense to me on why Sega has never really given him a chance. I will applaud Ian Flynn in the IDW comics with taking him a lot more seriously and including him a lot more in things. Even giving him his super form again in the IDW comics and making him a big part of one of the final fights of the big arcs. I think that this is truly just the start of something huge for Silver. Sega is not dumb, and they very much know what their fans are up to at all times. They very much pay attention to what we're talking about, whether that be a joke or seriousness. A big example of that is for sure Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, with a lot of issues we've had within the playtest. A lot of people complained about just how chaotic the game was, so they made the game less chaotic. Or even taking memes, for example. A lot of the memes that fans create, Sega actually ends up using that. Think about the Sonic meme. I know it's kind of a goofy thing to think about, but think about it, the Sonic meme was a big thing before ever making an appearance in an official Sonic game like Sonic Forces. But not only that, it even made its way into the movies. I think that this is a huge step in the right direction for Silver, and this is just the beginning. They're going to see this, and they're going to see just how much support Silver actually has. Now, I wouldn't expect them to just go out and be like, hey, we're gonna make a Silver game now because of this. I wouldn't say that. But I could definitely see them giving us some more information on Silver, or potentially being more included in future games. If Sonic Frontiers is the next mainline Sonic game, I would love to see Silver featured in that. What if something really bad happens and Sage is really a part of his future, and he comes back to help Sonic and help prevent that happening in his timeline? But even saying that, there's just so much potential of this character. You can literally come up with unlimited scenarios with this character. That's just how much potential he has with powers, looks, lore, and all of that. All I want is just for them to give Silver a chance. I have talked about this for the last couple years that I've been on YouTube now. Silver is one of my favorite characters, and he's one of the most mistreated characters, and that needs to change. So Sega, if you truly are seeing all of this Silver stuff, please make him a serious and mainline character again, because he absolutely deserves the world. But let me know what you guys think. Would you guys like to see Silver supported more in mainline games, or would you like to see him kind of be a little bit more of a side character like he has been? I would love to know what you guys have to say, whether it's good or bad about Silver. But with all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.